And what is up, everybody? Good morning. It is Monday. It's that first day that we want to kick things off, that we want to launch into our week. And I got to tell you guys, we need positivity. We need a little hope. We need a little optimism because right now, man, it is the perfect storm. It is the perfect storm of just pent up frustration with the COVID crisis. I think pent up frustration with everybody being stuck in their houses. And now suddenly, obviously, with this, this pent up rage and anger with the death of George Floyd. So that's a little bit of what I wanted to talk about today, because I know that there's a lot of people that there's a lot of anxiety and there's a lot of stress. And I was thinking a lot about that. I was watching some of these riots, literally, that are occurring across the nation. I mean, right here in Virginia Beach last night, there was a protest that you had some individuals that broke off and tried to do some damage. I think they broke some windows in some of the shops down in Virginia Beach and things like that. And just watching this, it made me, what does that accomplish? What does that accomplish when, we are protesting a very legitimate thing? Obviously, I watched that very disturbing video of that police officer with his knee on George Floyd's neck. I mean, I spent many years of my life, both confronting individuals and having to subdue people. And when someone is subdued, there's no need to continue to do something like what he did. I mean, in my opinion, that was nothing but power. It was, I have power over another individual and I want to maintain that power. So I hope the law does good with him as far as justice being served. But the flip side of that coin, everybody's expressing their rage now all across the country. And there are people that are doing it in a good way, that, as they should be, they are exercising their right to be able to protest, their right to be able to say, we are not happy with this, and their right to try and fight for change, which absolutely needs to happen. But then there is a part that is breaking off and creating massive amounts of violence and destruction. And it made me think a lot about emotional leadership, how so many of us, we do it in our own lives at times, when we have pent up rage and anxiety, when we are frustrated, when we're stressed out, how oftentimes we will lash out at others around us, members within our own family, members within our business, and it might not be violence or destruction. It's not to that level, but it's just that little zinger. It's that word, at our wife, at our husband, at our kids, where, we're just caught up in the moment and suddenly we just let it fly. Oh, well, you did that. Remember when you did this, or remember when you did that. And the reality is it does nothing to contribute to the situation, just like the violence that's going on in our country does nothing to contribute to this situation. If anything, it only fuels more anxiety and it fuels more anger. And it's the same thing that goes on within us. So it was just something that I thought about this morning, that, I don't know what it is as human beings, when our anxiety levels get up, when the stress gets up, that we look for these ways to just release it. But usually we do it in these unhealthy ways. I think that's what's going on, unfortunately, in these riots. But I see people do it all the time in their own lives. And they damage their relationships, and they damage, even their business relationships because of this emotional release. So that is my shout out and guidance this week. It is going to be a little bit of a shorter Monday muster, but it is about that emotional leadership. It is about recognizing within ourselves when we're boiling, when those anxiety levels, when those stress levels are up. And when we're getting ready to just release those, those verbal bullets, take a breath. Take a breath when you feel yourself in that situation and recognize that, is this really going to contribute to advance this forward? Is this going to make this better if I say this or if I do this? That's really what emotional leadership is. It is taking that breath. It is assessing and understanding, hey, is this going to make things better? Or does it have the potential to make things worse? And that really, the higher levels of emotional leadership is our ability to recognize that before we launch those verbal bullets. So, guys, that's really all I wanted to talk about on this Monday Muster. It is emotional leadership, and it's a critical skill. Man, it can really help or it can hurt if we've got poor emotional leadership. And for years of my life, my emotional leadership was pretty weak. And I have really learned to manage it. So it is something that you also can do. And I think right now in these critical times, man, people need it. They need positivity. They need words of encouragement, whether it's within your family, whether it's within your business, whether it's with your circle of friends around you. But be that example. Be careful and maintain control, maintain awareness of your emotional leadership so that you are pushing that positivity and you are not launching those zingers that do nothing to further the situation. So guys, that is my Monday muster for this week. Short and sweet. Just I want all of you guys to drive forward. I want you to be positive. I know it's tough right now in these crazy times, but spread a little love, spread a little joy if you can. You know, tell a joke to somebody to make them smile, and recognize these are tough times, and that everybody has a different perspective of the world that they're going through and how they've grown up. And you know, if they're stressed out and they're angry about what's going on, they should be, and there's nothing wrong with that. But obviously, we want to maintain those, we want to push those feelings in a positive way and not in a negative way. So that is Monday Muster. You guys get out there, make a difference this week, crush your week, and I just, much love to you. So lead always, overcome all, and get off that X if you're on it. All right, I'm out.